Hey everybody, it's Mike from Fishing the Mid-South, and today we are going to go over how to tie the Santee Cooper rig. So basically, it is just like a Carolina rig, except you add a float. So we're going to start off with our 10-aught Mustad circle hook. We've got the egg loop knot already tied. There is a playlist on my channel for how to tie various knots, as well as a playlist on knot strength, and of course the playlist that this is going to be a part of, which is the various rigs we use. So we just take the line and we run it through the peg float and come out the other end. Now we want to tie on our swivel. And in place of the peg float, you could use something like a demon dragon, which is basically a Zara spook that has been dehooked and painted and that kind of fun stuff. Or you can use any various types of rattling weights or whatever. So we're going to create a tri-lane knot here. We're going to go around 5 times, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think I've lost one of the reps there. We'll go through both of the loops that we created. The good thing about the tri-lane knot is it does slip toward the end as you're tightening it up. And so we'll go ahead and we'll kind of help that knot down. Grab our pliers, go a little bit of an angle there so that it gets more grip, and tighten that up. These are Danco. I think they're called braid scissors. I really like them. They have a fairly thin hook on the end so that you can handle why can't I think of the name right now? The little circular clips that we use. Why can't I think of them? Anyway, those things. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So you tighten down, cut it about 1/4 inch or so from the knot. And again, I like these tri-lane knots because the bottom of the knot points downward. So it kind of doesn't matter if it's a little long there, it's not going to snag up on anything. So once we do that, we come back with our peg. If we have both pegs, use both pegs. So we run this up a little bit, keep it a few inches away from the hook. And so you got the swivel, the hook, and the float in the middle that does not move. And it's rattling because that's this touching around here. Now we go to the standing end. So this has been 60-pound mono we're using. Typically we're going to use a lighter main line. This is coming off of your rod. So we're going to put on a sinker slide and a bead, a soft silicone bead. And that works to protect the knot as the sinker slide slides the sinker. Now you can use it without the sinker slide if you wish. I think the sinker slide is less abrasive. And it's not going to, if you had it up against, through the eye on this, then that'd be the line that would rub against the edge as you're moving it. So I think it's less abrasive that way. We'll go ahead and we'll tie another tri-lane knot here. I choose the tri-lane knot because it is a strong knot. Like I say, the knot testing is available on a playlist as well. My fingers will work. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Run it through the bottom, through both of the loops. Hold the tag in snug down here, and as it cinches down, it'll move towards that. Now, if you pull the tag in, then of course it'll stay where it is. Pull that. Kind of work the knot down with the fingers. Give it a tug from both sides. And got it about 1/4 inch away. So, this is the line coming off the rod. You have the sinker on the sinker slide. You have the bead that protects the knot from getting smashed by the sinker slide and damaging it. You come off to a short leader, 5, 6, 7 inches. Actually, I can measure it. From the tip of the hook, to the swivel on this one is actually 9 inches. So peg float's going to be 3. You got 3 there, roughly. right? And the peg, I mean, the peg float could eventually, you know, if you wanted it all the way up against the knot, you can do that. If you want it all the way against the hook, you could do that. But the idea is, so when your line's tight, of course your sinker's sitting on the bottom, the peg float is going to lift the bait off of the bottom. And you can't see that because my big giant hand is in the way. Look, Ma, no hands. So your peg float is going to come up, and that's going to bring your hook, your hook and your bait off the bottom, right? So kind of like so. Keep this down first. And that just keeps it up off the bottom, so you're out of the muck and the stuff, and you can make the leader longer if you want to bring the line up higher. Now, one of the caveats to using this rig is you have a float. If your main line is not tight, then what happens is it just keeps going up and up and up, and you will see your float on top of the water, not where you want it. But this also does give you the ability, so if you wanted to do that, you let your line loose, you let it float all the way to the top. Now you know where your bait is, right? Now, if you want to bring it down 3 feet, you tighten up your reel 3 feet, and it comes down 3 feet. So you've got the ability to actually fish the entire water column based upon how loose the line is off of the reel. Now, the line will still look tight on the reel because as it's floated up, it's tight, right? So so you want to tighten it until you can actually feel the sinker move a little bit on the bottom. Then you know you've got the swivel up against the sinker and you're not floating several feet off the bottom. So that is the Santee Cooper rig. This is best used for like dragging or something where the bait's moving, because if you're sitting completely still, it's going to do this number. I don't know if that really does a lot, right? So it goes up to 3 inches. You got 3 inches of peg float, and then it comes back down 3 inches because of the length between the float and the hook. Now, if you move the float all the way down to the hook, then you don't have that specific issue. But you do have the bait right there at the float, and the float could work as a detractant or it could work as a deterrent. You can kind of try it both ways. And of course, if you put it all the way down to the swivel, it's not really doing anything. I mean, it's going to come up, you know, like that, but your bait still falls back down to the bottom. So you don't want it up against your swivel. I don't want it necessarily right up against the hook. I want to give the fish enough it can take the bait in and not feel the float or the demon dragon or whatever you're using, right? So again, that is the Santee Cooper rig. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next video.